Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing my quick and simple recipe for this crunchy mithai, also known as Latto or Lakto. Now, depending on the region in Guyana that you come from, everybody calls this different. So drop a comment down below and let me know what your family calls this delicious sweet. Now, a lot of people associate mithai with weddings, but honestly, in my family, whenever we have prayer services, weddings, or honestly, if we just want an amazing snack, we go ahead and make something like this. We're going to start off in a large bowl with some all-purpose flour, and then I'm going to add in some spices. I'm going in with some cardamom powder or elaichi, some cinnamon powder, anise seed powder that I roasted and ground, and then I'm also going to go in with some ginger powder. Not pictured here, I'm also going in with some nutmeg powder, some freshly grated nutmeg, and all of these spices, you can go ahead and tune them as per your own taste and preferences. You do not have to add everything that I'm adding in. But once you go in with those, you're also going to go in with some white sugar, and you're going to mix up all of your dried ingredients really well until everything is combined. Once you mix all of those dried ingredients together, you're going to rub in some unsalted butter. You can either use unsalted butter for this, or you can use ghee if you are using this for a puja, but do not use salted butter if you are making it for a puja. Once you see that your dough forms a nice fine sandy texture after you add in that butter, it is time to go in with some freshly grated coconut. After combining the coconut, we are going to go in with some evaporated milk, and I'm going to continue to mix it until I get a semi-soft dough. You do not want something that is as soft as roti dough because that's a little bit too soft for this, and you don't want something that is too hard or else your mithai will end up coming out very, very tough in the end. So keep on streaming in the milk a little bit at a time so you can get that perfect texture. I will say that traditionally this mithai is actually made or mixed with water, or some people also use a combination of water and milk. I've gotten all my ingredients mixed in really well into a semi-soft dough. As you guys can see, it is not sticking to my hand. This is the perfect texture. So we do not need to let this rest at all. We can go ahead and start to roll it out right away. I'm going to take a portion of my dough, so I just split it in half so it's easier to work with, and I'm going to put it down onto a surface, and I'm going to lightly flour it, and then I'm going to roll it out until it is a bit less than 1/2 of an inch thickness, and then we can cut it into strips. Now, I do recommend that if you are just starting out, you're going to want to go ahead and make these on the smaller side. The reason being is because if you cut these too thick, then what happens is they do not crisp up all the way in the hot oil. And if they don't crisp up, then you end up having that little bit of chewiness in the middle, and that's not what you want when you're making crunchy mithai. You want it to be crunchy all the way throughout. So as you guys can see, I just cut my dough into 4 long strips, and then I went ahead with my pizza cutter and I'm cutting it into smaller strips now. I finished cutting out 1 batch of my mithai or my latto, and what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start to fry. So once my oil comes up to temperature, I'm going to go in with a batch of my mithai, and I'm going to fry this for about 6 to 7 minutes, or until the mithai is a perfect golden brown color and it is crispy all the way throughout. The way that you're going to know that these mithais are done cooking is that when it's done, the bubbles are going to slow down in the oil. It's not going to be bubbling as vigorously, and when you take it out of the oil and you let it sit for about a minute and you snap it, it's going to have the perfect crunch. Make sure that you're not frying this on a high heat, because if you fry it on a high heat, what is going to happen is the mithai will actually cook on the outside very fast and get crispy on the outside, but then it will have a chewiness on the inside, and we definitely do not want that. As I was saying before, once you see that the bubbles start to slow down in the hot oil after it's been about 6 to 7 minutes, it is time to take these mithai pieces out. So I'm putting them in a bowl that I have lined with some paper towels, and once you finish frying all of your batches of mithai, it is time to go ahead and make the sugar syrup or the paag. So in a small pan here, I've gone in with some water, and now I'm going to add in my sugar. I'm going to let this come up to a boil, and then I'm going to allow it to boil up on a medium heat for about 5 to 6 minutes, or until you see that some crystals start to form at the sides of the pan and the bubbles start to get a little bit vigorous on the sides of the pan as well. Now, this is what my sugar syrup or the paag looks like after about 6 minutes of boiling. As you guys can see, the bubbles all around the sides of the pan are very vigorous, and being that I'm using a red pan, it's a little hard to see, but there is a little bit of crystallization going on the sides of the pan. At this point, it is time to toss up that sugar syrup all over that crunchy mithai or our latto. Now basically I'm just pouring it over, and I'm going to keep on stirring it with a heavy spoon until it starts to crystallize all over that mithai. And once you get to that stage, it is ready to serve and it is ready to be enjoyed. And you guys are going to see, once you form that beautiful sugary coating all over the mithai and you give it a little snap, you're going to have the perfect coating all over, the perfect crunch throughout, and the best tasting crunchy mithai or latto. So if you guys enjoyed this recipe today, don't forget to give it a nice big thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribing to my channel if you are not subscribed yet to become part of the Matthew's Guyanese cooking family. And of course, drop those comments down below and let me know what I should cook up next.